Who really runs the world? Presidents, politicians, or someone else entirely? Perhaps it's those whose names we never hear in the news, but whose decisions affect every aspect of our lives. Or maybe it's secret societies that have remained in the shadows for centuries, controlling the world through finance, politics, and culture. Every day we hear news about politics, the economy, and global events. We're told that governments and presidents run the world, that decisions are made democratically. But is that really the case? Who is behind the scenes, making key decisions that affect millions or even billions of people? Who controls the largest corporations, financial flows, and the information space? Who shapes our reality, deciding what we see, hear, and even think? We asked this question to artificial intelligence, which analyzed vast amounts of data, investment reports, corporate ownership structures, the influence of global organizations, algorithms, and closed communities. AI has identified patterns that may surprise you and even frighten you. Are you ready to learn the truth? Then let's get started. The global power structure. Who makes the decisions? Politicians, corporations, or secret societies? When a new president or prime minister comes to power, they are faced with economic realities that do not depend on their decisions. Even the most influential politicians are forced to reckon with those who control finances, resources, and information. But who are these invisible puppet masters? Perhaps it's not only corporations and financial institutions, but also secret societies that have remained in the shadows for centuries. Financial institutions and their role. The International Monetary Fund and the World Bank are two key organizations that control the debt burden of most countries. They influence economic policy, dictating conditions that governments are obliged to fulfill in order to receive funding. This creates a dependency in which the sovereignty of states becomes an illusion. Stock markets and large investment funds such as BlackRock and Vanguard manage trillions of dollars. They create economic trends by determining where investments go, which companies grow, and which ones fail. Their decisions affect the lives of millions of people, even if those people are unaware of it. Corporate lobbying plays a key role in politics. Through campaign financing and closed-door meetings between businessmen and politicians, corporations secure influence over the legislative process. This means that laws are often written not for the people, but for those who have access to resources and money. Transnational corporations control the world's key resources: oil, gas, rare earth metals, and food. Through this, they can exert pressure on entire countries, shaping their policies and even their destinies. Historical examples. History knows many examples where corporations and financial structures ruled the world. Britain and the East India Company are a vivid example of how business controlled entire continents. The influence of oil giants on world wars, the financial policies of the Rothschilds, modern cryptocurrency regulation, all these are links in a single chain that connects money, power, and control. Secret societies, myth or reality. But what if behind all these structures stand secret societies? The Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Bilderberg Club, the Council on Foreign Relations? These organizations are often mentioned in the context of global governance. Although their actual influence remains a subject of debate, it cannot be denied that they exist and play a certain role in world politics and economics. The Freemasons, for example, have been connected to the elites for centuries, influencing culture, science, and politics. The Illuminati, although considered a mythical organization, are often mentioned in the context of conspiracies. The Bilderberg Club, which annually brings together politicians, businessmen, and scientists, discusses key issues on the global agenda. The Council on Foreign Relations, CFR, influences the foreign policy of the United States and other countries. The economy governs politics. It turns out that the economic system controls politicians, not the other way around. Politicians come and go, but those who control finances and resources remain in power for decades or even centuries. And if there are secret societies behind these finances, then who really rules the world? Global corporations as invisible rulers. Big tech, a digital empire. Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook. These companies have become an integral part of our lives. But who is behind them? The largest shareholders of these companies are BlackRock and Vanguard. These giants collect data on billions of users, shape the algorithms that determine what information we see, and control the global digital market. They know more about us than we do ourselves. Food giants. Control over food. Nestle, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo. These are the world's main food producers, and they share the same investors. These corporations control the production and distribution of food, influencing product prices and food crises. They decide what we eat and even how we think about food. Media holdings. Shaping the agenda. CNN, Fox News, Reuters, Bloomberg. Despite their different political views, their owners are connected to major corporations. These media outlets shape the global agenda, influencing public opinion and political processes. They decide what we learn about and what we don't. Military-industrial corporations. War as business. Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon are the largest weapons manufacturers with powerful lobbying groups. They influence international conflicts and wars, turning them into a profitable business. War becomes a tool for control and enrichment. Pharmaceutical companies. Health as a commodity. Major pharmaceutical companies play a key role in global medical crises. They control the production of medicines and vaccines, determining who gets access to treatment and who does not. Health becomes a commodity, not a right. How does this work? BlackRock and Vanguard, the invisible giants. BlackRock and Vanguard are the largest investment funds, with assets exceeding $20 trillion. They manage investments in the world's largest companies and economic sectors. These funds do not own companies directly, but they hold shares in key companies and can participate in making strategic decisions, influencing financial markets and economic regulation. The actual financial structures control the media, technology, energy, healthcare, and even food. They create a system in which power is concentrated in the hands of a few, while the rest become dependent on their decisions. The future of global governance. AI has identified a worrying trend. Automated systems are replacing financial analysts, political scientists, and strategists by analyzing vast amounts of data and forecasting decisions. Artificial intelligence is already involved in decision-making at the level of corporations and stock exchanges, controlling financial flows and predicting crises. Social credit scores and digital profiles are beginning to determine access to opportunities in some countries, affecting the lives of citizens. What if global digital control becomes the main form of governance? Will power in the future belong not to people, but to algorithms? In the coming decades, key decisions may be made not by people, but by algorithms. This creates new challenges and risks for society related to control over technology, secret societies, and their role in the future. What if secret societies are already using artificial intelligence to govern the world? Is it possible that they control not only finance and politics, but also the technologies that shape our future? If that's the case, then who really runs the world? People or algorithms created by secret elites? AI has shown that the world is more complex than it seems. Behind the appearance of democracy and freedom lies a system in which power is concentrated in the hands of a few. Financial giants, corporations, secret societies, and algorithms control our lives, determining what we see, what we eat, and even how we think. What do you think about this? Who do you think really runs the world? Write your thoughts in the comments.